I'm literally sad that I'm going to have to finish this book. Like, so far, every single book I've picked up, I've been loving. Maybe my standards are really low, I don't know. My favorite cheese from Sudan, it's called Jibna Mdafara, which literally means grated cheese. Tomorrow, I'm gonna take a big practice exam, and the day before anything like that, even before an actual exam, I like to take it off. Like, I don't really do any studying, maybe my Anki cards because they stack up, but like other than that, I don't touch anything. And so today is dedicated towards reading this book, which I still haven't talked about yet. I went to the bookstore the other day. I went straight to the clearance place because books are expensive. And so I went and wanted to see what's on sale. And this was one of the books. The cover is honestly really ugly, but what caught my eye was Florence. I got it, I looked at the back. It said that it's set in the 1850s, and I'm a big historical fiction girl. So that, combined with the fact that it was a psychological thriller, I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. I'm 140 pages in. So far, I don't regret it. This book is so good. It's so good. Basically, it's told from the point of view of this nurse. Her name is Elizabeth, but they call her Lib. She's a nurse from London, but she gets sent out to Ireland for 2 weeks to watch this girl. For whatever reason, when this girl turned 11, she stopped eating. The only thing that she will take by mouth is water. The main character gets sent out to watch and see whether or not this girl is actually telling the truth, whether or not she's actually not eating anything. You sucks. The last book that I finished was Of Human Bondage by William Somerset Maugham. Without a doubt, this is one of my favorite books now, and I'm actually looking forward to rereading it. I can tell I really like a book when, once I finished it, I still carry it around so that I can just flip through random parts that I really liked. That's what's been happening with this book. Basically, you follow Philip. He's orphaned from a young age, and he goes to live with his uncle and aunt, which is very similar to what happened, or honestly exactly the same as to what happened to the actual author. And basically, Philip takes you along his journey through life, discovering what he wants to do with his life, asking the really big questions. What's the meaning of life? Is there any meaning to life? And how can he live a fulfilling life? So essentially questions that we all ask ourselves. I really related to this character. Honestly, this book felt like a friend. It just made me feel less alone, which, regardless of the many lessons that are within here, that was the biggest thing that I took away while reading this, is that we're not alone. We're not alone in our struggles. And I think sometimes we can forget that because we can be so inside our heads. Beyond that, I really found it interesting, the depiction of love within this story. It is a very central part to the story, his obsession with this one girl. And I've just never read about love in the way that it's written here. It was very much so not romanticized, which sounds weird. I feel like from the books that I've read, they either depict love as this all-powerful thing without much bad, or the opposite, it's all bad without much good. And here there was a nice balance of the two. It basically showed you all the facets of love and how it can drive people to not act like themselves. I honestly really like this book, and I feel like I should dedicate an entire video to it. This book is getting more and more insane, and I really don't want to finish it, but I am also desperate to finish it. It's kind of cute, right? So I finished The Wonder and I started a new book, but I wanted to talk a bit more about The Wonder. You guys saw I was having a lot of fun reading this book, and in the end, it ended up breaking my heart, but in the best way possible. The story and the message it carries is just so profound, and it caught me off guard. Obviously, I don't want to spoil it in case you're also wanting to read it, but I think the biggest message that I took away is just the importance of protecting one another. I do think that we have to look out for each other, even if you don't feel like you owe someone anything. I'm really glad that I picked up this book, and it's a story that will stay with me for a long, long time.